because the Grace with Lorelei combo is such a strong composition that Ace has run before. They're going to go ahead and take the Vox, which is really smart because if you have Vox with the Lorelei and Grace combination, he is the perfect hyper carry who's super mobile and does so much damage with that composition.
Right, we'll have to see what Tribe are going to ban away moving on into the next phase of the draft. And Ace have to decide where they want to go with this composition. They have the Lorelei in their pocket, but Lorelei, it can be a jungler, it can be a captain. That's two very different styles of play, so still a very versatile first pick, still a lot of directions they can go as well.
I think Tribe will try to ban Arden right here, unless they're going to try to pick it up, so that they don't go against the Lorelei Arden. If they go up against the Lorelei Grace with a Vox Poison Shift, you can play against that matchup in a sense. Instead, they're going to ban the Grace and take it away from them.
Exactly, because they want to deny that competition Ace ran. Ace will not give T-Tigers Blackfeather, and I think Blackfeather will probably ban it, because if they don't ban Blackfeather, Tribe is going to pick that up, because Blackfeather and Vox is such a strong combination. And when they take Blackfeather, I think Arden is going to be opened up, and then Ace will probably... Oh, they're going to actually take away the Alpha.
Tribe will pick up Arden right here. So they ban the Grace, then they're going to pick up the Arden, denying both options to Ace Gaming. Lorelei at that point, if they want to play in the jungle, they have the Lyra to play it with.
Yeah, the Lyra is actually going to be taken by Tribe instead. So the Arden is still available for Ace Gaming, but the issue with that composition is you lack a little bit of damage. Yes, the Lorelei can output some decent damage with the fish food, but if you can just dodge that, it's an AoE on the ground that you can easily get yourself out of after the stun, and you can then deny a lot of her damage and just focus on the one carry.
I wouldn't be surprised if Ace Gaming went for the Arden with the Baron and the lane so that they can hyper carry creation on that pick, versus the Vox. It also works really well because you outrange him. So they're either going to go for that sort of strategy or play the regular Lorelei captain with something like the Blackfeather in the jungle for Tasa.
The concern you have, though, is do you want to pick a Baron into a Lyra? Lyra's so good at jumping onto the backline and enables the rest of the team to do so as well.
I think Adagio might work here as well because he has Poison Ship, Weapon Adagio with a jungle Lorelei and an Arden to just protect him, and he can basically outrange the Vox, put a lot of pressure early here. So potentially they could go with Adagio or Weapon Sky, but I think Adagio would make the most sense if he plays it. We'll see. Or maybe Baron, but Baron is like a kind of risky against Lyra because Lyra is so good at engaging onto the Baron and getting on top of him and putting the bulwark up so he can't jump out.
Yeah, she's good at that, but you have a Lorelei and an Arden who are unbelievably good at protecting the Baron. Even if the portal comes in, a water wall to cleanse, and then Baron can jump out
Rona
anyway.
is open. I just realized Rona is open, actually. So
I don't think they will play that comp with a triple melee or a melee laner.
They can't go for the... I don't know if they... I think they didn't want to go for the run because Sky is still available. Even though Vox was already picked, there is the potential for Sky to come out in the jungle, and you don't necessarily want to run into that matchup. So Blackfeather is their choice here. This is a difficult composition to pull off, I think, for Ace. They have a ton of mobility, but they don't have a whole lot of sustain for that Blackfeather. Oftentimes when you run a single dive carry like this, you need to have a lot of healing for him.
Yeah, let's see if they go with the Ozo again potentially here, because that's a lot of heroes that will be on top of each other, or even maybe a Petal, because Blackfeather's going to want to dive onto the Vox, and Petal is going to be able to get the pets. And they're actually going with Reza here, a more mobile hero. Interesting.
Very aggressive composition coming out from Tribe here. They're wanting to force the issue once they get to that mid game. But this Blackfeather, if it's a weapon power Blackfeather in that lane, you can definitely become that late game hyper carry.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, once he stacks some defense on him as well with the Vanguards coming through, the waterfalls from Lyra, yes, he's not going to have the sustain with the healing. He's going to have so much durability that Tribe will need to shred through.
All right, it's that time once again, gentlemen. Is this hyper carry on creation going to be enough for Ace to come back in the series, or is this going to be a Tribe championship?
I think it'll be a Tribe championship, but Ace has a pretty solid draft.
All right, one for Tribe.
I agree, Ace has a solid draft, but this Reza, I think, is going to be a hard counter to the Lorelei. One of the longest dashes in the game to get over those splashdown and fish food pools. I think Tribe take it home right here.
Two for Tribe. Rakizar.
I predicted that Tribe would win it 4-1, so I'm going for Tribe right here.
All right, we've got 3 for Tribe. You can hear the crowd. They're ready to get on into game, as are we. It's time to pass it up to Dowsy, Excalibur, and Jaws for game number 5.
It is time. Tribe are on match point. One more game and they will be crowned the best team in the world.
Not only the best team in the world, Max Green and T Tigers will win their first ever championship. These guys have been around for quite some time. Max Green, a rookie, but he's been in the scene. T Tigers has been there forever. Can you imagine how it must feel for both these two players to have come this far and potentially win their first championship on the world stage?
Not only that, Dienzio has got one title to his name. He won the North American Spring Championship last year, and since then hasn't found his way to the top since. This is a guy who came in. The storyline that we ran with back then was he was this explosive young laner who was a new talent to grace North America, and in that championship he won. But then he didn't find anything following that. This would be a return to the top for a man that has been so hard placed in the North American laning meta. Such an inspiration for a lot of North American laners as well.
And since that time, we've seen Dienzio mature and develop not only in his play, but his personality as well. He's really become someone to look up to as a athlete, a sportsman in Vainglory, always providing entertainment, but always humble in victory.
Here we go, jumping onto the fold for what potentially could be the final time. Ace running with a composition that is designed to protect creation yet again.
No way. I don't believe what I'm seeing right now, but I'm sure it's going to be a CP Arden, but that's Tassa on Arden, and he's got a weapon blade.
I think that's just for the early start.
Yeah.
More importantly, CP Arden, or Jungle Arden, let's just say that, has a 0% win rate at the World Championship and it's been made multiple times.
Good statistic if you're a Tribe fan going into this game. It is a risky pick. A risky pick.
It's a pick that Tassa made his own, but Creation's been singled out.
Oh, Creation forced to pop the flask. Dienzio already asserting his dominance up in the lane.
T Tigers is going to start soloing out this Elder Treant right now. It will be Max Green rotating down as Tassa comes in.
I mean, you're against an Arden and a Lorelei. Do you feel threatened? No, you steal away the Treant. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3, and now T Tigers can look to dominate the jungle.
Dienzio's moving forward as well, did rotate down after he did clean the wave. Youngju's being focused out here, but Tassa is going to be next on the menu. Dienzio is over the wall, is going to jump straight over. Tassa, wrong place, wrong time. Tribe are going to start this one off strong if they can find the kill.
Look at the backs. Right now, Lyra, Max Green soloing out some backs, and that is another kill.
First blood goes over to T Tigers so early on. This guy likes to get ahead, and even Max Green taking away some of his jungle as well. Youngju tried to hit the fish food, didn't quite land it, and Max Green's going to get away scot-free.
What a way to start championship point game. Tribe come out the gate swinging. Unbelievable aggression, trying to punish this Arden in the jungle with a slow clear speed. Poor early game before he even hits that aftershock. This is Tribe's to take right now. They need to run with this and keep running.
And T Tigers is quite possibly the only person who came into the 2017 Vainglory World Championship with Reza in his toolkit. A hero with so much mobility, so much jungle dominance and burst potential. He's really loved to show off on it.
He gets it again.
Steals it away. It's going to get the healing and going to pop the flask also. Tessa in a little bit of trouble, has to pop the boots. T Tigers willing to chase him though. There's the splashdown for the speed boost. None dissuaded. They're corralling them into the pit. Exactly where they want to find him. They find another kill. That'll be T Tigers second of the game. Dienzio, Sonic zooms over the wall. Creation with a double on point should slow them up enough to get away.
Dienzio is on fire right now. He feels the hype and he's amping up the crowd. A man who is just looking to solidify that he is quite possibly the best at Vainglory at the moment. And with a star-studded roster to support him in this dream of a championship at Worlds.
And for a jungler who already has a poor clear, who already relies on at least his first item, T Tigers has starved this Arden in the first 3 minutes of this game. Tribe have stepped up to another level. That early aggression they're able to execute on time and time again. T-Tigers is just a monster. Every member of Tribe is a monster in their respective role.
It's 20 CS, 2 T-Tigers in the jungle, meaning Tassa, who relies on that aftershock to have any influence, is just not finding anything.
Oh. It's a 4-minute aftershock for T-Tigers, already hitting that crucial item spike for the Reza. They're going to look to consistently try and punish here. Crystal Sentry will provide some relief, but T-Tigers is level 6. Level 6 to Tassa's level 4.
4 minutes and 20 seconds nonetheless either. Creation's getting forced underneath his turret. They might just go for a dive.
There we go.
They're the form detonation. Creation in a lot of trouble. Max Green using that sigil to escort T-Tigers out alive.
They're going to push onto this turret here. Tassa takes a bit of damage. It does feel very much like it's a Protect Creation composition almost again in this scenario. Arden will do damage, but he will be there for big Vanguards too.
And weapon power, Black Feather has so much power into Vox, being able to usually take him down, but weapon power Black Feather is another hero that we just haven't seen success on update 2.10, and T-Tigers. This guy's crazy.
In
He's
between
zoning
2
out.
turrets right now. Even Tassa's trying to deal with him, but it's just leaving DNZ with free time on the turret. Turret goes down at 5 minutes. He's not
No
done.
fountain.
Creation goes very low. Nicely timed fish shoot from Young Ju just to keep him alive.
What a way to start this game. T-Tigers zoning out the members of Ace. And again, this is so reminiscent of T-Tigers versus Cloud9. He has moved his jungle from his own to the enemy side. Those front camps are consistently his. You can feel that Tribe have entered another level of play. Mechanically, Dienzio hitting every single wall jump, T-Tigers dodging every single skill shot. Max, unbelievably good with the placement of his sigils. This feels like a freight train that you just can't stop.
This is just a level up. And every game from them has seen time and time again an impossible overcome of greatness for Tribe. T-Tigers 1v3, he's got Max Green behind him, here they go.
Tassa's going low, already forced to pop that flask and the boost. Netherform destination straight onto 2 people. Young Ju set really low as well. Troublemaker forward to try and get a bit more damage. He is met with Creation, who dashes straight back in. They're dissuaded for the time being, but that does not mean T-Tigers is going to unrelent on this aggression. Should just be able to take these backs if he so chooses. Ace, they are very low.
I've been really impressed by T-Tigers' ability to take over the jungle. But I'm not entirely sure Reza has a fun time in the late game dealing with Ace Gaming's composition.
Oh, there's the Gauntlet straight in. T-Tigers run straight into the wall. The cage has been set. Dienzio with the triple silence. Fountain popped as well from Tribe to keep them alive for the time being. Young Ju, Creation are backing off. They've got to be careful at this moment in time because T-Tigers, he's ready to rumble. Netherform detonation's available. Tassa going very low. Vanguard on himself to keep him alive. Young Ju's there with the splashdown to provide the speed up. And Tribe, all the meanwhile, healing off that sigil, looking to take turret number 2.
Tribe are so good at pacing in and out of these fights, juggling that aggro, making sure that someone is always replicating that front line for them, and T-Tiger is able to get so much burst damage off with a single item spike. Dienzio sitting on 2,000 gold. He's going to upgrade and pick up some more items. T-Tiger's now working towards his second item, has a variety of choices available to him.
Looks like he's going towards a Broken Myth second here, just so he can pierce through the slightly tankier composition that Ace have. A little bit caught out.
Tigers a lot caught out there. Just his sun over the wall as well. Nicely placed fish food from Young Ju. They do manage to punish him where he loves to sit.
So Lorelei in the jungle, which we've seen Tassa play, could have been very easily punished by the Reza because of how squishy he is. This is why I feel Tassa has decided to pick up the Arden for himself. A little bit more tankier. Really can't kill the Reza, but theoretically on even stands can't be killed by the Reza either. And this is a concern of mine, is that Tribe, they're very good at putting pedal to the metal and going 100 miles per hour right at their opponents. But if they let up and allow Creation to come back in and Tassa to get the cooldown reduction, so he's basically a utility jungler at this point, then there does become a time where Creation might be become unkillable. The Reza's not really going to have as much influence as potentially other junglers could have.
Yeah, Tassa going for what looks to be a clockwork second. It is very much a protect the hyper carry composition once more coming out for Ace Gaming, but they're going to have a bit of damage coming through from Arden as well. Let's not underestimate that. The gauntlet walls are going to hit hard. Blood for Blood has also got some scaling there. But it does feel like creation is the name of the game. And a Weapon Power Blackfeather is very hard to shut down once he gets rolling in a team fight.
Youngju going to have Echo available to him. 2 water walls, one after the other. It's a little bit different from what we've seen consistently from Ace Gaming. This very much allow for creation to do his worst to the enemy team. And right now, Tribe are struggling to force Ace to fight. They're moving in, taking Crystal Sentry. It makes their gold lead stronger.
Yeah, and you look at Youngju's itemization as well, moving towards those war treads so early on. They know they have to make sure creation stays alive in these fights. 9 minutes and 10 seconds on the clock. Again, they just move in, take the Crystal Sentry as soon as they've taken that gold miner. They know how to push their advantages. T-Tiger earlier on got punished by Ace Gaming, but that happened in the Cloud9 series also, but he is still unrelenting with his aggression. There's the portal into the passageway. Nice wait for it. It's going to silence up Youngju, who had to force to pop the war treads already. Tassa goes in, elbow to the ground, does put up that cage, but already he falls low. There's the fountain to keep them all alive, and creation has to just duck, dip, dive, and dodge out of there. No more road defenses left, and T-Tigers is going to go for the flank. Youngju, fish food on himself, but he is just fed to the fishes, and that will be an ace for Tribe. What a way to start a game. 10 minutes in, and they're going to go for their second turret as well.
It feels like the start of the game, but it's very close to the end of the game as well. Tribe have been looking to push this advantage. They are so good at drawing Ace into a fight.
Started off pretty good for Tribe here, but there was a moment where I felt like Ace may turn it around. A bit of hesitation when creation exited and Tassa was left to his own devices. And once that split came through, and we've seen Ace do this before this series, Tribe cleans up so quickly. Nothing creation can do about it.
It feels very much like this is another composition from Ace that needs 15, 20 minutes to fully come online. Tribe are not looking to make the same mistake they did against that Vox composition. They want to try and end the game. Before that, they took another turret off the back as well.
And then every time a team fight goes wrong for Ace Gaming, another turret will fall, another gold miner will go into the hands of Tribe, and this gold lead will go further.
Infusion picked up by T-Tigers as well. There's the Netherform detonation. Doesn't quite hit anybody, but will it matter? Youngju popping the war treads and the fountain already. Nice. There's the cage. Nice 2-man stun, but Dienzio marching forward. There's not one, but there's 2 carries on the team of Tribe, and Dienzio's the other one. T-Tigers manages to execute Tassa. Crystal Sentry is going to go down as well. Non-stop pressure for Tribe.
Right now, I don't know what Ace Gaming is doing. They constantly face up against Tribe, but have no intention of taking a team fight, constantly backpedaling as soon as Tribe engages on them. And Max Green has so much engaged potential.
Not only are they gifting Tribe team fights, they're gifting Tribe the World Championship right now. They do not want to team fight. You are too strong with a Reza and Aftershock and Broken Myth. And Dienzio's almost at 3 items. This is Tribe with a massive gold lead, 8,000 at 11 minutes. This is huge. There's almost no way you feel that Ace can get back at this.
It wasn't only just the last World Championship that Phoenix Armada completely demoralized and shut down Team Solo Mid in one last dominant fashion. Maybe Tribe looking for retribution against East Asia.
Well, that's something we mentioned about Tribe earlier, was the fact that they are such young players as well. And when Ace did take that game off them, we maybe pegged it to their inexperience in that regard. And Ace's experience in coming back in games and forcing and playing Tribe's own game and getting ahead early. Tribe have thrown that out the window and gone, oh, guess what? We've got T-Tigers. He loves aggression. He loves pressure. They're going to eliminate this Sentry at 12 minutes and 45 seconds. One of the quickest we've seen at Worlds.
It's really important, especially against the hyperscaling composition, that you take that down. It opens up the jungle, it makes the backs less safe. You can starve gold even further and push your advantage.
Speaking of starving gold, the most easiest way to see how much gold has been starved is when you look at the difference between the captains of Tribe and Ace Gaming. Max Green sitting just 200 of gold away from finishing his 4th tier 3, whilst Youngju only has a fountain and a war treads to his name.
Right now, this is Tribe's World Championships. They have one hand on that trophy, one hand from being crowned the North American and worldwide champions. They're engaging.
Well, there's the portal passageway as well. Fish food onto one, but already Creation taken low. He does use the Rose offensive over the wall, but T-Tigers firm clutches on the trophy, is not letting them out of Creation either. Netaform detonation, a troublemaker forward will finish him off. There's Tezza, he saves him in the end. Creation is still alive. There's the splashdown to provide the speed up, but no, a resonance bounce from Dienzio finishes him off.
This is just unbelievable scenes here from Tribe consistently shutting down any opportunity for the East Asian Ace Gaming to come back into this game, come back into this series. Tribe riding on a wave of momentum that is unstoppable.
Tribe were pegged as underdogs. Ace were one of the best teams considered coming into Worlds. Cloud9 were probably the most picked to win the World Championship. But Tribe, as plucky as underdogs are just one more game away, and they are thoroughly in the lead in that game.
A dark horse for many here. A dark horse that's about to silence anyone who felt like they couldn't win it.
Look at Dienzio stepping up to the plate. Creation from the other side, tried to steal with the on point. Might be in a little bit of trouble, although he should be able to get that back off. Dienzio not checking that brush in time, but it does not matter. Look at the gold lead, 11,000 at 15 minutes. That gold graph is going up and up and up. Kraken now on the board.
How often do you see 11,000 gold leads in Vainglory games?
In World Championships.
Exactly. This is a level of dominance that we have yet to see from any team here against, like I said, Ace Gaming. This is a team that dominated the East Asian region, and Tribe are just batting them away.
Right now, the Kraken back on the map for the first time this game, and Ace know that this could potentially be the most influential team fight of the entire series. Youngju desperately trying to get control of the area, trying to provide any advantage, but Tribe moving into the lane.
Echo is available for Max Green as well if he so chooses to use it. He has Passageway also. They are just going to play it slow and steady for now. This is exactly what we did see in their Cloud9 series when they took such a lead. They then make Ace Gaming come to them to try and get the farm. That's exactly what they've done. Passageway portal and the war treads have been popped. Deadfall detonation from T-Tigers. Dienzio's left completely alone. The cage has been laid down, but already Creation, the hyper carry, has been slain by Max Green. Tessa trying to do all he must to stay in the game, but Tribe find two. Youngju, the only member left alive, and Tribe, they want the trophy, and they want it now. Dienzio's going to find the ace.
And they're not even going to look for the Kraken. They have an ace buff minion wave pushing into the base.
Ace buff, the turrets are just going to melt. Tribe, the underdogs coming into this, have climbed every and over obstacles, over Cloud9. Doesn't matter about the Unified Championships because they are right here, right now, climbing over Ace. They are going to be your Vainglory 2017 World Champions.
From the dust to the stars,